Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters. It is really a privilege for me to stand in front of you all wonderful people with an opportunity to speak about a heart-touching story of a man who had nothing in life, literally nothing, but dreams and only dreams. The man who could not talk properly. The man who lived all his life in pain, agony, and deprivation of very basic things in life like food, shelter, clothes, and extra. The man who never knew the comforts and luxuries of life. The man who saw skyscrapers only in pictures. The man who thought China is the most poorest country in the world. The man is none other than me. Ladies and gentlemen, my Indian name is Dev Ratudi and my Chinese name is Dafu. Today I am here to talk about the journey of my life, which has enabled me to make a difference as to my life and people around me. I had never even thought the way my life will turn out to be. It is not a story of action, romance, suspense or thrill, but a true story of my life, which I firmly believe will touch your heart and soul and will leave you with positive thought. Dear friends, I'm not a professional speaker. In fact, I never thought that I can ever speak on such a platform. As throughout my school, I was a backbencher. My journey started on a small remote place in the hilly region in the northern part of India called Gadwal. Hopefully, as I say my life journey, it will also reveal the seeds of success, also which each one of us carry within us, and few among us remember to water it every day until it grows into a strong tree capable to survive and provide food and shelter to others. My friends, my life started in very poor family in that remote place called Cambria Shore. This was this was late 70s when village was so backward that there is not even basic facilities available like electricity, water, hospital. For drinking water, we had to go very far in a small river with container to carry the water. I was one of the 5 brothers and sisters, and usually poor kids get mature and responsible sooner than other kids who are lucky to get all the facilities in life. The house we lived in had just one room. Yes, you heard it right, just one room. And it was our dining room, drawing room, study room, and as well as kitchen for all 7 family members. My father was landless farmer who used to work for others. We were so poor that during rain, roof often leaked. We used to keep a big pot to fill the dripping water from the leakage. And once it gets filled, we used to drain it outside and keep the empty pot again back in dripping area so other family member could sleep without getting wet. Let me tell you one thing. From my nursery class till my 8th class, I did not even have a pair of slippers to put on. Daily trek to school barefoot in the rocky land is an experience which I can never forget in my life. I just had one pair of school uniform, washing torn uniform in the evening and ensuring it is ready for next day. Borrowing books, pencils, and other stuff from friends, and living on the arms of other blazers for survival was the routine of childhood. One such incident that haunts me these days is the hunger. How I used to hide roti, Indian breads, on the roof shelves from my equally hungry sibling so that I can eat it later when no one could see. I look back and wonder how I have grown through such rough, dark, and yet colorful pathway. The blaze was whole world for me, as I never get an opportunity to travel outside the blaze. In fact, I never sat in a bus until I was 11 years old when one of our relatives took us to nearby town for traditional fair where he had one small tea store and he took me to help him to sell the tea in the fair. For me, it was like a traveling to Disneyland, and it was one of the most pleasant and memorable moments of chapter 1 of my life. As we were growing, the needs and demand of family increased. However, our parents in no condition could afford it. For the sake of survival, I had to leave my education in Midway and I left home to look for a job in big city, New Delhi. It was hard at that time. I did many odd jobs like wash car, deliver food boxes, work in a factory, basically any and all odd job that I could get to survive. It was really hard at that time and I used to think that why this is happening with me. But some hindsight, I appreciate those time and I'm thankful to everything that I went through. After all, these were a far better condition than what I had lived in my village. I had proper clothes, shoes, and I was able to eat decent meal. And I've learned the driving and basic banking. For me, it was progress and success, which fueled me further. We don't have any movie theater back in our place. And the first movie I watched was in Delhi with my best friend Mavi Rawat, and I still remember. The name of the movie was Return of the Dragon, starring Bruce Lee. I like it so much that whenever I had time, we used to rent a CD player and watch it again. I soon watched all the Bruce Lee's movie without fail. And the movie which clicked me the most was a Hollywood movie called Dragon, which was based on true life story of Bruce Lee. I was so impressed how Bruce Lee went to America from Hong Kong and how he worked in a restaurant as a dishwasher to survive, and later with his skills and commitment he became a star and world famous personality. This story of Bruce Lee always remained in my mind. Inspired by his life, I also started learning martial arts. Soon I progressed and I started looking at life from different angles. I started to think bigger. I wanted to grow, but I still did not have right direction. I dreamed of becoming like Bruce Lee, film star. Like story of Bruce Lee, I left my work and I decided I should join Indian film industry, Bollywood. I left my work and I went to Mumbai. I struggled in Mumbai many months. Also, I joined few acting classes, but I did not get any break. Nearly 7 months. Finally, one day, I got a break, where director offered me very small role, and he took my auditions and asked me to recite few dialogues. When he said action, there was proper silence. Everybody was staring at me like here. And believe me, I could not utter a single word of the dialogue. My legs started shaking. And that was the end of my movie trip. Since Mumbai was very expensive, so I decided I cannot continue further. And I come back to Delhi. It was somewhere in 2005. Like always, Bruce Lee's story will always remain in my mind. One of my friends told me that one Indian owner is looking for some waiter for his Indian restaurant in China. And I thought, I should better go there. Maybe one day I can learn some martial art and as well as maybe I can become a manager. And at that point of time, all I knew about China is all the Chinese people, they eat noodles, they live in small huts, there is poverty like India, and they knew martial art. With this mindset, I came to China in 2005. And believe me, I was so shocked how developed China is. Awesome. I started working in an Indian restaurant as a waiter in 2005. And my salary was 1,650 RMB. Work was tiring, but it did not bother me as I always wanted to do something big and could do anything. I started working for a long hour without a break. I remember nearly 18 months I even did not have a single day off. I don't know what the weather at 6 p.m. because we used to be very busy. But soon my work was noticed and I was progressed as a restaurant manager in German restaurant in Beijing. And I kept on working. I never looked back. Kept on working and I soon progressed as a general manager in American restaurant to area director, area manager and CEO. Within a span of 5 years, my salary was more than 30,000 RMB. I worked in many multinational chains where I interact with many leaders, CEO, ambassadors, and many leaders. There was also a time when I did not have any money. But the love and support of my dear Chinese friends kept me alive. Although I was very happy with my progress, but I did not forget my school days, the poverty, and the people who are still going through that. I always wanted to help the community, to uplift people. Have you ever helped a person who desperately need help? Have you ever fed a hungry person who did not have a food to eat? Let me tell you, that feeling is one of the biggest feelings. Keeping this thought in mind to create more opportunity, we started working on a concept of Indian restaurant where we could showcase Indian culture. Eventually, we opened our first Indian cultural themed restaurant in China in 2013 at a starting point of Silk Route in Thang West Market, Xi'an, Shanxi, China. And it was very successful. We helped with a lot of friends and finally we opened it and it works. People loved it. And I remember after 2 years, we also started a franchisee in a different city like Shanghai, Beijing, and sorry, not Shanghai, Beijing, Hangzhou, and other cities. And in 2014, CCTV4 introduced me, a foreigner in China, how to make a successful restaurant. And after that, I was also highlighted by more than 120 media so far from different part of the world. And I soon many people started knowing me, and I was also interact with the friends. They were from the part of movie industries, and they offered me a small role in the movie again after 20 years, and I said yes because it always remained my hobby and it gave me satisfaction and it was fun. So I said yes, and friends, so far. I've done 5 movies where I play a various role like astronaut, doctor, gangster. I didn't look like gangster, but yes, I played the main lead as a gangster, and also a special force. And nowadays, I'm playing a role of detective in TV drama called Mingo Chitan, ROC agent. It's going to be a very popular. And it will release probably in 2020 next year. I also have few offers from different movies. So friend, all I want to say is that dreams are the most powerful energy. If you can dream it, you can make it. You can definitely achieve it. Never give up on your dreams. Let me tell you one more thing. I have vowed to never eat on Tuesday for past 19 years. Every Tuesday I keep fast and save this money and sponsor in education for poor childs whose parents can't afford it. And I take it as a moral responsibility towards many people who did not have food to eat. Dear friends, I'm still far away from my ultimate dreams where I can remove the curse of poverty. So my friend, this was a short story of my life. I'm not a hero or superman, just an ordinary man with extraordinary dreams. I'm thankful to China and its wonderful people who have recognized my effort and support me all these years. Thank you very much and love you all.